Hello everyone, welcome back to a really important and interesting video. And in this one, we're going to be learning how we can access or how we can play the new releasing titles before the release date. Like, you heard me correctly, that we can play the new launching titles on Xbox Series S or X before the actual release date, and that the time that we can access them, like as early as possible, depends on where you live, because the New Zealand time zone is the best one in my opinion in this case, because the people living in New Zealand time zone, they are getting the games like before everybody else. And because if you compare New Zealand time zone to central time zone of US and Canada, they are approximately 17 or I believe 18 hours ahead. So let's say a game is releasing tomorrow, but in New Zealand they're already like 17 or 18 hours ahead of us. They're already getting the game early and they're able to play that game early, considering it's not an online title. So if it's like an online title, like multiplayer title, so then it will have like a global launch date, so it'll launch everywhere at the very same time. But if it's like a single player title, for example, at the time of Hogwarts Legacy, I was able to access, so Hogwarts Legacy Deluxe Edition was already offering like 3 days early access at the deluxe edition, of course, but I changed my location on my Xbox Series X to New Zealand, and I was able to access the game even before the 3 days early access. So I was able to access the game approximately 4 days before it actually launched in Canada. This method, unfortunately, is not available on PlayStation consoles. This method only works on the Xbox consoles, and it also don't even work on the PC market. So Xbox has a good thing going on for themselves. So this is my Xbox Series X, and let me go to the store. And so an upcoming game that we can take an example of is Borderlands. So there's Borderlands 4. So we'll just take the regular edition. So the Borderlands 4 regular edition in Canada, according to the central time zone where I am living at the moment, it's releasing on September 11, 2025 at 11 p.m. Okay? And now for how we can access it earlier. So just remember this date, September 11 at 11 p.m. So almost midnight. And now we go to, first we go to settings, and then we go to system. And after going to system, you go to language and location. And after going to language and location, you don't have to change anything else over here. Just leave the language as you currently have, leave the region, language region as you currently have, no need to change that. The main thing that we are focused on is the location. So the location, so as you can see, the time at the moment is set to central time, so UTC minus 600, okay? And the date at the moment is Sunday, July 6, 2025. It's 1841, so that's 6:41 p.m. And we won't be changing the time zone. The time zone will stay my current time zone, so that's how we will know that the game can be released or can be accessible early as compared to like the current time before we change the location. So click on the location and scroll down to New Zealand. And once you do it, you will need to restart your Xbox consoles in order for it to take effect. So we click on restart, and it'll just confirm with you that do you want to like change the language as well to New Zealand English. We'll just say continue, whatever. We will also change the language, but if you don't want to change it, that's totally fine. You can leave it as US English or whichever language that you currently have. But if you want to change it, you can, because they're not that different. This video is happening because of my friends at Fine, and they were kind enough to send me their really good microphone. This is Fine AM8, the dynamic microphone, and in the last few videos I've been using this microphone as the main source of audio, and as you can see, I'm recording on this microphone again, and this is the unprocessed raw audio that you're hearing at the moment, and this mic is the best value for money. This is really good. And on my second channel, where I post gameplay walkthroughs, one video every single day of me playing video games properly. If you want to see that, check out the link in the description down below. And on that channel as well, every single video from the video 1 to the current number, I'm not sure where we are at the moment, all of those videos, the voice that you're hearing in those videos is coming straight from this microphone. I have completely stopped using my other microphones, like the wireless microphone that I had earlier. So for some videos where this microphone is not possible to take because this one is kind of like cable managed and properly attached to this particular setup, but for all the other videos I kind of have to use that other microphone because it has its own uses. But whenever I can film sitting on this setup, sitting on this desk, I always utilize this microphone. So this is really good quality, like best bang for your buck. So in this price range, it's really hard to find a good microphone that looks good aesthetically and that also produces or works well and catches the full range of audio. So if you want, or if you're looking for a new microphone, it's a good idea to check them out. I'll put a link in the description down below. And now let's continue with the video. So remember the date, September 11 at 2300. That's 11 p.m. So we'll just quickly log in. And once we log in, we will first go to settings and verify the change. Okay, let's go to settings. And as you can see, the time before we made the change was still at 1840 something, and date is still Sunday, 6th July 2025. So the time zone we haven't changed. So that is still the local time where I am at the moment. And now go to language and location. As you can see, the location has been changed and location currently is showing New Zealand. Okay, so remember the date again, September 11 at 11 p.m. So that was the release date of Borderlands. Okay, not now. Okay, let's search. Okay, so as you can see, the price of the games is also in New Zealand dollars now. Click on Borderlands. So the regular edition is 129 New Zealand dollars. Click on it. As you can see, now the pre-order for 11 September 2025, the game will be accessible to us. So that is still our local time. That's not the New Zealand time. That is still Central Standard Time according to where I live. So we as gamers will be able to access that game at 7 a.m. in the morning on September 11. So previously with the location set to Canada, like my current location where I'm living, we were getting the game at 11 p.m., like close to midnight. So how many hours did that save us? That's 16 hours. So the people that are living in Central Standard Time Zone, they will be able to save 16 hours. They will be able to access the games 16 hours early. But the people that are living in Pacific Time Zone, so I think Pacific Time Zone is 1 hour ahead of Central Time Zone. I'm not particularly sure, but if you are 1 hour ahead of the time zone from Central or my time at the moment, so then you will be able to access the game if you set your location to New Zealand 15 hours ahead of the release. And if you're living in Mountain Time Zone or the time zone that's currently in British Columbia, Vancouver, then you will be able to access the game a complete 18 hours prior to the release. So it all kind of depends on where you live. But if you're already living in New Zealand or Australia, I would say you're very good where you are, because you get to play all the single player titles that are coming out like as soon as possible, even like earlier than everybody else on the planet. But it all kind of depends on how soon or which time zone that you currently live in. So if you're living in India and if you change the time zone to New Zealand, I think India and New Zealand are 6 or 7 hours difference. But then that is still a significant amount of time. So if the game is launching in India at midnight, of let's say midnight of 11 September, then if you change the location and if it's 6 hours difference, then you will be able to access the game at 6 p.m. on September 11. So that's still saving you 6 hours.